If y'all are anything like me, I have the hardest time coming up with new recipes that include ground beef. So this week I'm sharing 2 recipes with you that are easy, delicious, and come together in no time. For this first recipe, we are making a Philly cheesesteak casserole. I am so excited for this one. I know it's going to be absolutely delicious. Now, we are using ground beef instead of steak, which is going to make this a more budget-friendly recipe. So let's get started by browning up our ground beef. We also need to get some water boiling for our noodles, and we need to chop up our onion and our bell pepper. Our water has started boiling, so I'm adding in 2 cups of small elbow pasta. The recipe also says to cook this for about 2 minutes less than what the package says. My box says to cook these for about 6 to 8 minutes. We don't want to, like I said, we don't want to cook them all the way done because we are going to put this back in the oven. So I'm just going to boil these for about 6 minutes or so. Our ground beef is about halfway done, so let's go ahead and add in our bell pepper and our onion. And we'll just cook this until they're tender. It's been 6 minutes, so we're going to drain our pasta, and we need to rinse it with cold water so that way it'll stop the cooking process. Our ground beef is cooked through and our peppers and onions are soft. So at this time I'm adding in about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, some onion powder, salt and pepper, the recipe doesn't call for this, but I like to add steak sauce to my Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, so I'm going to add in a little bit of this. Next, add in 8 ounces or a full block of cream cheese. I went ahead and cut mine up into smaller cubes. It just makes it easier to melt that way. We'll stir this until that cream cheese is fully melted in. Add in our noodles. All right, so I greased a 9 by 13 baking dish, and we're just going to add this right in. Now, typically, a Philly cheesesteak sandwich will have provolone cheese on top. And if I had provolone cheese here at the house, I would use that, but I don't. But I do have plenty of mozzarella cheese. So I'm just gonna spread this out evenly, and then we're gonna top this with some shredded mozzarella cheese. All right, y'all, let's put this in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. We're just waiting for this cheese on top to get nice and melty. Y'all, this is really, really good. I love all things Philly cheesesteak. When Tyler tried it, he said it has really great flavor. So I think adding in that steak sauce was the perfect ingredient to add in. So this is a definitely must try. We will have this again. For this last recipe, it is so simple, very simple, minimal ingredients. We actually already had all the ingredients here at the house, so we didn't have to make a special trip for anything. But we are making a Cajun ground beef pasta, and I think it's gonna be great. So let's go. So Tyler was kind enough to get all of our ingredients out. So you're gonna need a stick of butter, some Rotel, a can of corn, some onions. We're gonna dice these up and add it into our ground beef. Of course, you're gonna need some Cajun seasoning. We're just using the Tony Creole. And then you're gonna need some macaroni and cheese. So first, let's get this ground beef in the skillet. We'll cut up these onions and add that in. And then we already have some water pretty much boiling on the stove, and you'll just cook your macaroni according to the package directions. Our ground beef is completely browned, so now we can add in our can of corn, our can of Rotel, and our Creole seasoning. Now the recipe I was reading online, they said to add in like, I think it was like a tablespoon, which that's probably fine. But I'm not gonna measure, I'm just gonna eyeball it, and I suggest y'all do that too. Just add in as much spice as you and your family like. And I will take into consideration that the Rotel has a little bit of a spice as well, so just remember that. Our macaroni and cheese is prepared just like you do regular macaroni and cheese. I let the corn and Rotel sit in the ground beef for just a couple minutes to get warmed up. So now we can just transfer our meat mixture into our mac and cheese. And then we'll give that one big stir and we will be ready to eat. Y'all, this recipe has great flavor, super simple ingredients, really simple to make, perfect budget-friendly dinner. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me in the kitchen this week. I had a lot of fun coming up with some super yummy, budget-friendly ground beef recipes. Leave me some comments down below on some of your favorite ground beef recipes, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!